or give us a tweet. It's at BBC Newcastle.
Now, a group of Tyneside veterans are opposing an application for an entertainment licence on the site of a Newcastle War Memorial. If approved, films and live music could be shown on a big screen in Old Eldon Square.
The application is being put forward by anyone, the company tasked with improving business all over the city. Well, our reporter Anthony Day is at the memorial this morning for you. Anth.
Well, Alfie, it's a memorial next to me which finds itself at the centre of a war of words this morning. It's in the middle of the square. It's made up of a white stone plinth. On top of it, a bronze statue of St George slaying a dragon. We're just around the corner, actually, from Gray's Monument in the heart of the city centre. It's also worth pointing out that there are 4 plaques around the square which say everyone is invited to enjoy the area, but please do so with respect of its meaning. And it's that phrase that's kind of annoyed the veterans who are campaigning against this entertainment licence. John Walton is from the Tyneside Ex-Servicemen Association. John, you think allowing events to take place on the lawns around the memorial would be disrespectful?
Yes, it's an area of respect. It was built in 1923 to remember the dead of the First World War, then to commemorate the dead of the Second World War, and all the wars from after that, right to the date Afghanistan. And the first question to anyone is, why on earth do you want to risk desecrating the war memorial? You've got a perfectly good site around the corner, Gray's Monument, that you used for years. Why have you suddenly decided to come here now?
I mean, you and other veterans have met with anyone. You've sent them letters in the process of gathering a petition. Have they listened to your concerns? What have they told you?
Nothing.
You've been left in the dark.
The first we knew was when one of the members discovered the application for the licence up on Eldon Square. That was the first time we knew. They were just totally ignoring.
And in terms of the support you've had from other veterans and from the public, what have people been saying to you when you've been telling them what the plan is for the big screen here?
Well, up to now I've had one refusal, and in a minute I've got 4 sheets on my petition. As I say, everybody's 100% behind. Nobody's refused. I'm speaking on behalf of 18 ex-service organisations. We met last Monday and there's a unanimous decision we're going to fight this. It's totally inadequate. It's totally unnecessary. It's not required. As I say, if anyone want to spend money, the seats need repainting, the lights need replacing around the monument, the lawns are looking baldy. They could do something about that without coming here and risking desecrating the war memorial. Now, in that application, they state they want provision for food. What do you want food at 11 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday night for? Who's going to police it? Who's going to clear it up? Who's going to be responsible for when they drag all the, excuse me words carefully, all the people up from the gate, the big market, up here, stoned out their mind with drink and drugs? God only knows what they're going to get up to. Explain that to me.
Thank you very much, John. Lots of questions, lots of concern from John here, Alfie, and I believe you've got someone in the studio there who might be able to...
Yes, we have. Thank you, Anth. Listening to that is Stephen Patterson, the Director of Communications at Anyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
So your reaction there to John's comments?
Well, I think we're obviously hugely respectful of the veterans and all that they've given for the country. I think at Anyone, really what we're trying to do is hugely biased. We think we've got an amazing city centre. We just want to see more people coming in and enjoying it. We had the big screen up at the weekend with the Newcastle Motor Show. The deck chairs were packed, lots of families there, smiley, happy faces, and that's really what we want to see in the city centre.
So why not just keep it with that screen at the monument? John would suggest you're already doing it, so do it while you're doing it, which is at the monument.
We've done it for 5 years at Gray's Monument, and it's been a fantastic home for it, but really I think it's become so popular. We've got a space at Gray's Monument for around about 50 deck chairs or so. People were starting to have to sit on the pavement, on the paved areas, things like that. And really the feedback we were getting from the crowd was lovely, because you can just spill out onto the grass areas. You know, you can sit down on the grass. The sun shone last Saturday, which was really nice. And as I say, we had a packed house with people enjoying films and the British Grand Prix on the big screen, and that's really what we want to see.
What can you say to John to put his mind at rest with a few things? When we heard him speak there, I've just jotted down a few things. The lawns are looking bald, they're not looking great. The benches need painting and policing and cleaning the area. After, people come out of pubs and clubs, etc., the whole area could end up very littered and really quite damaged and unkempt. How could you put his mind at rest to say that won't be the case?
Well, certainly we are our street rangers, the Anyone Street Rangers and Clean team, do a sweep of the area before the movies start and also after each showing as well. So we do very much leave places better than we found them. That is very much an approach of ours. Beyond that, our film screenings end at 8 o'clock. The premises licence, there's premises licences for Gray's Monument, Northumberland Street, Quayside, etc. And this was the one area that wasn't done, as Eldon Square was currently getting developed when they did the rest of the premises licences. And really, our films will finish at 8, but it's quite a robust structure for planning events moving forward.
The application's slightly ambiguous because it says, while you're not seeking consent for the sale or supply of alcohol, however, there is an application for late night refreshments.
Yep.
So no booze.
No booze. That's. There are already, I think, 5 alcohol licenses in Old Eldon Square. Prezzo, Wagamamas, that type of thing. But we're certainly not applying for that. We just want to put the screen there for the summer. As I say, free film screenings. That's all we want to do. The rest of the premises license really just brings that up to speed with the premises licenses in place on the Quayside, Gray's Monument, etc.
How would you stop people from maybe sitting at the War Memorial, sitting on the War Memorial?
Currently, there's a big cast iron railing all the way around the War Memorial, and the premises license expressly states that the War Memorial does not form part of this premises licence. Indeed, before the area around Gray's Monument was pedestrianised, there used to be bands playing on the plinth of the War Memorial back in 69, 70. There's some wonderful old black and white photographs of that, but that's not what we're advocating at all. We want to use the green areas around the War Memorial, very much protecting the War Memorial itself.
We've still got John with us. John, having heard what Stephen has had to say, how do you feel about things moving forward now?
No, he hasn't answered the question. He's painted a lovely picture of a Saturday afternoon, sun shining, families, babies on their knees, sitting on deck chairs, all nice, respectable people. Our concern is 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock on a Saturday night when all the drunks and druggies are out. The police can't control the big market, so never mind your wardens controlling it.
But as I say, our film screenings would end at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, why have you applied for a licence till 12 o'clock and why have you applied for a food licence till 12 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday?
Well, as I explained, it just really brings that area up to par with the rest of the city centre, Gray's Monument, Quayside, Northumberland Street, where there are already premises licences in place. It really just gives a robust bureaucratic framework for actually managing events and what takes place in that area.
Thank you very much. Well, of course, we'll keep up to date with what happens once this application goes in. Thank you very much, John Waldron, veteran John Waldron at Old Eldon Square, Newcastle, and Stephen Patterson from NE1 joining us here in the studio. Newcastle City Council's licensing committee will decide whether or not to approve the application on Friday.
Let's bring in Abby just before the weather. Abby, quick question for you. It's our 10-2 teaser.
Yeah.
What does a lepidopterist